I'm just a girl in the world. I'm a girl. Homegirl don't chase. Homegirl makes bank. That's not how the TikTok sound goes. But welcome back to my podcast. It's the second episode of I'm Just a Girl in the World podcast. Basically, we'll be talking about how to be an academic weapon, how to be that girl in school and out of school. But really, we just talk about in school. The next episode will be out of school. So, I'm not sure if y'all are like me. Ooh, let me add this to the list. Wait a minute. Let me finish off the list. Okay, to me, there are 4 crucial steps to be a certified academic weapon. Okay, first is time management. Second is materials, and I'm gonna get into materials later. Third is study habits. Fourth is mindset. Okay, so for time management, this is called probably the most straightforward part of it. Just get on your Zoom, really. Have everything planned out and organized strategically. I know a lot of people look down on time blocking, which is like this whole way of scheduling that CEOs do and like really important people. I love time blocking, I really do, but I don't do it the way that other people do it. I set like very loose guidelines of what I have to do. So if it's not a class, I'm going to have a portion on my calendar, on my schedule. First of all, my calendar is everywhere. My calendar's on my phone, my schedule's on my phone, my schedule's on my watch, my schedule's on my iPad, and it sends me notifications when the next event is happening. You can use Google Calendar. I just think Google Calendar is way too complicated for the basic tasks that I needed to do. Basically, what I use scheduling for is to tell me what I should be doing in that second, in that moment. If I'm on TikTok, that means I'm not on my Zoom, okay? If I'm upstairs gossiping with coworkers, I'm not on my Zoom. If I need to get back on track, I will look at my Zoom and know what to do, if that makes sense. And the Zoom is not like you need to work out for 30 minutes, you need to do abs, no, I set very loose guidelines. So I would just have a time block, just fitness. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be the same thing every day. And I think that's a pit that a lot of neurodivergent people fall into when they're trying to up their productivity. The biggest way I prevent burnout is switching up my routine, but in a ordered fashion. I'm still in control, but I have more variety of what I can do for my day, for my weekend, for my week, for my month. Even sometimes I plan the month out. Planning is key. If you're ahead, then you're ready. If you're ahead, then you're prepared. It's really that simple. And once you figure out what schedule works for you, because it's not going to be a one and done thing. This is going to take some time to develop. I say it take me about a month to really get into the groove of my exact schedule. And then like as soon as it's a month, it's midterms. And then as soon as it's midterms, it's finals. And then I get a whole new set of classes. But that's besides the point. Anyways, what I like to do the most after I create time blocks in my schedule, and I will try to show a picture up here, but for the audio listeners, just go, if you have an Apple iPhone, the feature is you hold down on the time, then you add the title, you add the location, which is my favorite part, is adding the location to the event that you're trying to prepare for, or even just for the class. Even for if you're trying to do a Zumba class at a certain time period, put that event into your calendar. And then you can remind yourself 10 minutes before, 15 minutes before, a whole day before. You can add notes into the event. You can add you can make it repeats. Like if it's a weekly thing, make it repeat every week, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or every Tuesday and Thursday, or every Friday. You can do all of these features on your phone. And if you have an Android, then you have Google Calendars, which is even better, it's a bit more, I don't know. I feel like Google Calendars is just a lot more messy. It just hurts my brain. And honestly, since I use Apple iPhone, it's just easier for me to just use the program that's already in my phone. But use what you have. Really do. You don't need money to spend. Don't spend no money on these apps that try to teach you how to be productive. Don't do that. Those apps are all scams. Every single one. And you're going to forget to cancel your subscription. Okay? I know y'all want to use a free trial. I've been using the free trials too. I'm no better than y'all. I'm really not. But paying $10, $9, that's insane, and that's a problem. If you're paying for these apps, there's a bigger issue here. You have a self-control problem. I'm not the one to talk because I'm the most impulsive person that I know. But you have to give yourself guidelines and regulations, okay? And including with time management, you need to be getting bed on time. Like, a huge part about time management is you allocate your time correctly so you can relax in the afternoon. That's the biggest thing. That's why I do so much time blocking. I want to get all my shit done early in the day so I can scroll on TikTok at night. You can't relax when you got shit to do. I'm not sure if y'all like this, but I'm like this, okay? And the big thing that I like to do, which I will get into more when I go to materials section of the video, of the podcast, is deadlines. I get all my syllabuses on syllabus week. Go towards the bottom of the syllabus and look at every single deadline. Put into a Notion, no database thingy, and then I can know what is due for that week. If you know exactly what you have to do for that week, this leads me to my next rule. This is my biggest tip for time management. This is how I get to do all the things I get to do. First of all, I'm a whole content creator. I'm a content creator, a full-time student, and I have a job. I have really 2 jobs. Okay? I don't be complaining. I do complain, but that's besides the point. The 75% rule, okay? Once you create that deadline page, once you create that to-do list of what you have to do for that week, whichever one you want to do, complete 75% of that work on Sunday and then complete the other 25% on Monday. It's really the 100% rule, goddamn. Like, be on your Zoom. Like, when I tell you, once you bang out all that work, the first 2 days of the week, the rest of your week will be so much easier. Don't you want that? I believe in binging. I'm very much a binger. I binge books. I binge TV shows. I try to do the weekly stuff, and sometimes I can watch a weekly episode of anime if my schedule allows it, or a weekly or a daily episode of Love Island. But where I feel like I prevail the most, or where I really prosper, is in a binge mindset. Bank out that work when you feel the motivation. And I'll talk about motivation later in the mindset portion. But I'm telling you, if you are a person who still relies on motivation, use that motivation to your advantage. When your motivation at an all-time high, which is usually at the beginning of the week, do what you got to do. Do what you got to do and be real about it. Like, tell your family and your friends, Sunday and Monday, those are my days. I'm not going to talk to y'all for real. I'm going to be doing what I got to do. Another thing I like to do is I like to make sure that I make my to-do list every single night. So right before I go to sleep, I go into my new widgets. Reminders is a perfect app for to-do lists. I love reminders. I don't do paper. No, my light died. I don't do paper to-do lists because honestly they're aggy and I lose a lot of paper. I'm just not a paper person. I'm more electronically driven because I like getting notifications sent to my phone. I look at my phone like 90% of the time. My screen time is through the roof. So anytime I get a notification to my watch, anytime I get a notification to my phone, that is a reminder in my brain to do this. If I write it down on a piece of paper, I'm not going to look at that piece of paper till it's like at the bottom of my book bag at the end of the quarter. You know, it's going to go missing. I'm not going to care about it. I'm not going to value it as much. Okay. Lastly, this is another thing that I tried to tell y'all about before, but I have specific days for specific tasks. Okay. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, those are my school days. If an assignment is randomly posted, or like, you know, professors, they just be on dumb stuff. Like, honestly, I don't even know how to sugarcoat it. Like, professors really are sadistic sometimes, and they really like to take the joy out of their students' eyes. My professors this quarter are amazing. I love them. They're so funny. But last quarter, I had some real beef with them. This is also another fun fact, thing that you can do. Be the teacher's pet. Be the professor's pet. If you're the teacher's pet, sit in the front of the classroom. If you sit in the front, right beside the teacher's podium, and you answer questions and you raise your hand, that's the easiest way for your professor to like you and to know who you are. Also, ask questions after class. Go to their office hours. If you really want to be an academic weapon, you gotta suck up. I hate to say it. I've been a teacher's pet for the last 20 years. Look at me. I never failed a goddamn class. I never failed a class. Y'all may be asking, what are my credentials to even be talking about this? Am myself an academic weapon? Well, the question to that is, for the most part, like, honestly, I be slacking sometimes. We all do. We all experience burnout. But it don't happen for too long, though. Because I'm going to get into that when it gets to the mindset. When we get to the mindset, that's probably the most important part of the video, is the mindset. If I have to rank what's most important, I would put mindset, time management, study habits, materials. Okay? So we're starting off with time management, which is a pretty high. This is the second most important. But yeah, that's really all I have to say. Just be on your zone. Okay, now it's time for the second portion, which is materials, which is probably the least important. But if you know, you know. I'm not here, disclaimer, I'm not here to tell you to cheat on no test. That ain't what I'm saying. I'm not telling you to plagiarize. That's not what I'm saying. When you use these tools, when you use these materials, you gotta be smart about it. We ain't doing no copying and pasting over here. That's how you get caught up, and that's how you get kicked out. These colleges don't play about plagiarism. They really don't. So we're gonna work around it. Anyways, AI. If you don't know, if you're living under a rock, you should know something called ChatGPT. And like, I don't even know where to start with ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT for literally every aspect of my life. I made ChatGPT make me a budget. I made ChatGPT make my taglines for my YouTube videos, my SEO tags, my descriptions, like everything, my journal entries, my homework, like every single thing. The reason why my GPA is still this high, despite me going through hell back at Xavier, is because of ChatGPT. Literally, ChatGPT saved my goddamn life. Because if I wasn't using ChatGPT, I would have to use Chegg. And no hate to Chegg. Actually, it is a little bit of hate to Chegg. Because first of all, y'all some sellouts. Second of all, y'all too goddamn expensive. Who the hell is gonna pay $16 a month for some Chegg? Do you understand who your target audience is? Like, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Is anybody home? It's giving a Netflix business model, and that's not good. It's really not. So, Chegg, if you're listening to this, y'all not listening to this. Y'all would not ever watch this, but y'all need to get y'all shit together. I hate to say it like that, but y'all do. Anyways, Chegg is a really good option if you got money. If you don't, use ChatGPT. most likely it will work. Honestly, I think there are a few check workarounds, but I won't be saying it on the video because I think that's like illegal. So legally, I can't say it. But if you really want to know, go to Reddit. Reddit is, oh, I want to tell you, Reddit has saved me so many times. Like, I don't even know. Reddit is like, if you're trying to figure out a workaround, if you're trying to figure out how to do something that you really shouldn't be knowing how to do, get on Reddit. Reddit literally taught me how to do every single thing. It told me how to jailbreak Fire Sticks. It taught me how to download illegal books. It taught me how to find my textbooks. It taught me how to override my McGraw Connect and override like my homework programs. Like, it's really that girl. It's really that girl. What? Wait, let me put my glasses on so I can feel smart. This is another material right here. This is an important material. You need some blue light glasses, okay? If you be on your laptop all the time, if you're always on your iPad, if you're always on the game, get you some blue light glasses. Like, your eyes will thank you in the next years. Eat some carrots too. Anyways, next. And when I say AI, you don't have to just use ChatGPT. That's a generative AI program. You could also use this thing called Quillbot. Quillbot is great for paraphrasing anything. If you are trying to copy and paste, run it through Quillbot first. Oh, fuck off. If you're trying to copy and paste, run it through Quillbot first. I'm telling y'all. I've been using Quillbot since sophomore year of high school. I'm a senior in college, guys. That's 6 years I've been using AI for my papers, for my assignments. 6 goddamn years before ChatGPT. And let me tell you, I put everybody onto it back in the day. But they wasn't listening to me. They thought I was crazy. They thought I was a heretic. But look at me now. Look at them. They're doing what I was doing 6 years ago. Really, if you're not on the AI wave, you need to be on it or you're going to be playing catch up. It's such a huge disparity between people who are technologically literate and people who are not. Okay? If you're not going to AI, if you're not meeting technology halfway, you're going to be left behind. And if you get left behind, you're not going to be able to get no jobs. You're not going to be able to do anything. Because the world is evolving with technology. So you have to also. And honestly, if you could work AI very well, that's a great skill to have on your resume. You need to be thinking about resume building skills. Resume building skills. It's good. It's really good to be an academic weapon. But you know what's even better? Having a job and not being fucking homeless. That's not funny. That's really not funny. I don't know why I said it like that, but it's not funny. Because so many of us are a paycheck away from living on the damn streets. Focus on building up your resume at the same time of having healthy study habits. And that's actually the next section, but we're not there yet. We still on materials. Next, what you really need is a Quizlet. Quizlet, I think Quizlet is a sellout too. Chegg and Quizlet, I think they both sellouts. And what I mean by sellouts is, if your university suspects you of cheating, being academically dishonest, they can contact Chegg or Quizlet and they will snitch on you, basically. Basically, they some goddamn narcs. I don't really fuck with that, but I still use them though. Well, I don't really use Chegg that often. I did need Chegg last week for a very specific question, but I just said fuck it and just took my L because I'm not gonna pay $16 for that. But Quizlet though, that's my baby girl. Quizlet is really how I learn everything. Anytime I have to memorize something for exam, anytime I have to learn something, I use Quizlet. Quizlet had this really nice feature called the Learn feature. It used to be free, but it's not free no more, and they shiesty as fuck for that. They're really shiesty for that. But honestly, you don't even need the Learn feature to learn it. It's amazing if you do get it though. It's really amazing. I love Quizlet Premium. I had it free for 1 year. But anyways, next is Notion. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. I love Notion. Notion is basically a digital workspace. There's so many things you can do on Notion. You can create databases, you can create tables, you can create charts. You can do active recall, note taking. You can insert audios, you can insert YouTube videos, you can embed programming, you can code in it. It's so many things that you can do in Notion that you can't do anywhere else. I swear. Also, you can make it cute and girly and cute and fun. Like, ooh, I can't wait to add this to Mindset. But yeah, make your stuff fun. Make it cute to look at. Look at my Notion. I'm going to do an updated Notion tour pretty soon. Maybe the next video. Because my Notion has really upgraded from the last Notion tour y'all saw. Also, I'm a bit more organized in my Notion, which is something that I really appreciate. And it just keeps me on track. And I just love how it could be on my phone, my tablet, and my iPad. It could be a universal app used anywhere on the go. The biggest thing about technology is how convenient it is. It's a big factor. Next is the iPad. Okay, if you ain't got the money like that, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to the people who ain't got it like that. I don't have it like that. I got my iPad for Christmas. I had to beg and plead for mine. I had to beg and plead for mine. But listen, when you get that iPad, don't get the Apple Pencil. Get those fake Apple Pencils off of Amazon. They do the same damn thing. They really do. Oh, my iPad not here. But I'm going to show you my iPad later. My iPad has this fake ass Apple Pen and it works like magic. It's so amazing. I love Apple products. I really do. But mind you, if you're trying to be in corporate America, MacBooks are not the move, okay? In the business world, everybody use Windows. Everybody use anything besides Macs, because the operating system for Apple is closed, which means Apple is its own ecosystem that only interacts with other Apple products. So if you were to, I don't know, like they have their own programs and they're just closed. They're a closed operating system, right? That's not really good when you're trying to do collaborative work when you go to your first big girl job, you know? That's not really the move. Also, it's too many complications trying to work Excel on there. And if you're working in corporate America, you need to know how to use Excel. Excel is your best friend, especially for business majors. Excel is your best friend, even Tableau. You need to really know these things and make this a skill. But when I tell you Excel is such a universal fucking skill, I use Excel all the goddamn time. I use Excel every single day. I don't use a calculator no more. Once you figure out how to use Excel, you won't use a calculator. I haven't used a calculator, I don't know how in. I don't know how long. When I put these glasses on, I start acting crazy. These are my academic weapon glasses. For the audio listeners, you can't see what I'm wearing. Just know I look cute and sexy. But next, really, there really ain't that much left. GroupMe. GroupMe is the GOAT for collaborative study work. If you want the homework, if you want the answers, get the GroupMe. And there ain't nothing wrong with asking questions or asking for the answers, because as long as you know how they got the answer, okay, boom, you done. I'm not a fan of busy work. I'm really not a fan of homework, honestly. Like, show me how to do the problem, exactly how it should be done on the test, and I'm good. I'll revisit it my damn self. Don't give me homework to try to force me to learn something that I already goddamn know. If you're not like me, don't do that. If you're not like me, don't do that. Okay? Don't do what I do if you're not like me. I'm a little different. But I hate homework. I really do. And I think homework is just a bunch of busy work, bro. So if you can avoid that, if you can avoid that awkward stage of like doing meaningless work for your major, they do it. I don't even consider it ethically wrong or consider it like cheating, because it's busy work. It's different if it's an exam though, or it's a whole essay. Don't be copying stuff like that. I mean, no. But if it's just some busy work, like, who cares? Ooh, this is another one. And I feel like this may ties into the next two topics, but Pomodoro, if you go into YouTube and you look up study with me Pomodoro, I love a good study with me. A good study with me can change your life, bro. I think I like my favorite one who I watch is Brianna Quill. She has the best study with me's. I love her study with me's. Oh my gosh. And then there's Study MD. One of my friends just put me onto him, and he does some really good background study work. If you don't like to study in groups, study with a electronic person. Study with someone on a screen. Like, I'm telling you, it's a game changer. Seeing somebody on their Zoom will make you get on your Zoom. Period. Whew. Okay, now it's time for the next. Lastly, well, this ain't last. My bad. I'm getting ahead of myself. Next is study habits. Okay, I'm not the biggest studier. I'm not really someone who considers myself to study a lot. I kind of just like figure it out. I memorize it, and then I proceed. If that make any sense. I am studying today, and I am studying for this quarter because I can't afford to make a B or anything lower than a B. I doubt I will make anything lower than a B, but I can't make no more B's. Like, for the rest of my year, I gotta make straight goddamn A's. I want that GPA to be up. If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's stuck. And my GPA ain't low. Like, it's a 3.6, right? But listen here about these 3.6ers. It's a goddamn scam. Everybody in college be like, oh, all you need is a 3.5. All you need is a 3.5. No, you don't. You really don't. Because if you don't have that goddamn 3.6 and above, you can't do shit that you want to do for real. If you want, like, I don't even want to get into it because that would just be me ranting. Honestly, I could do a whole goddamn episode on school drama. Like, they trying to fuck your homegirl over, bro. You hear this? Like, this is crazy how they be doing me. They be treating me like I'm just some dummy. But anyways, write your notes down. Even though I just said paper is the root of all evil, it still is. Get you a notebook like this. In class, record the lecture and write down the notes, because it's something that it does to your neurological pathways. The action of writing does something to your brain and makes you retain it easier. But as soon as you get out of class, this is the key step to my ultimate academic weapon routine. It's after you write it down, after you record the lecture, translate those notes from paper to your Notion or to your whatever, okay? But use Notion, it's free. Transfer it to your Notion while you're listening to the lecture, okay? Boom. That's how you solidify that shit in your brain. But within your Notion, you can do this thing called active recall. Basically, you ask yourself questions about the material, and then you answer it while you're learning the material. It's like you're actively recalling information. That's where the name comes from. But this is huge. Another thing that is really important is if you have an exam coming up, study like you usually do, but the night before the exam, study right before you go to sleep. Because when you study something or you try to memorize something before you go to sleep, and you go to sleep, it will store into long-term memory. So if you're studying something and you're just like studying, then you go about your day, that is stored in short-term memory. Okay, if you study right before you go to sleep, it will like hijack your shit in your brain, and like it will do some shit. I don't know. I actually really truly believe this. I heard this like years ago in high school about this little hack, and every time I need to learn something and know it for the rest of my life, I do it right before I go to sleep. I swear it works. I put it on everything that I love. It works. Okay. Also, the morning of, while you're walking to class, if you have like, if there's a way for you to record your notes, like you speaking your notes, you can listen to it the morning of an exam, walking to class or driving to class or whatever. Listen to your own self talking about your own notes, or listen to yourself teaching do some role play. Okay, do some role play. Cosplay as a teacher. Okay, record yourself as if you're giving a lecture about something you just learned. And I'm telling you, that shit works. Y'all don't want to put in the work. That's why y'all thinking this shit not gonna work, because y'all don't want to put in the work. But if y'all put in the work, I swear, y'all will see the fruits of your labor. You will see all the fruits. You will see the tangerines. You will see the satsumas. You will see the bananas. You will see the grapes. You will see the apples. You'll see the star fruit. You'll see the dragon fruit. You'll see the goddamn. I'm done. Next, study groups. Find you some people that are like-minded like you, that are go-getters, and do what you gotta do. If you can't study with a group, do what I told you to do. Find a background study partner. Pomodoro. The Pomodoro method is one of my favorite methods of studying. I like to do 40 minutes of studying, 20 minutes off. I like to do anime Pomodoro. Anime Pomodoro is probably the best Pomodoro, because if you like anime, boom, you're killing two birds with one stone. And actually, you need to have an anime that's really good that you only use for studying. That will make you want to study. Boom. Like, that's the fucking cheat code. That's literally the fucking cheat code. Like, next, brain food. You need like some nuts and some berries and shit. Berries and cream. I'm gonna know that, like berries and cream. You need some brain food. I like pistachios. That's my brain food. That shit gets me going. Next is tutoring. Don't be ashamed of tutoring. There's nothing wrong with tutoring. I'm telling you, when you get to college, none of that shit matters. All that like, oh, I'm ashamed. Nobody care. Nobody care about that. Nobody care. If you need some help, go get you some help. Especially if it's free. Do you know how privileged you are? If you have free tutoring, use that shit. Also, like, just ask people for help. Go to office hours. Get along with your professor. If your professor really fuck with you, he won't let your ass fail. He won't let you fail if he fuck with you. Go to class. Your professor won't fuck with you if you're not going to class, period. That's also another reason why you need to sit in the front of the classroom, because the day that you miss is the day that they're gonna notice. So you gotta be there every goddamn day. Boom. Next, I already said record the lectures. I already said that. Oh, gum trick. Okay, this is a thing I like to do. While I'm studying a certain subject, I will pop a piece of gum in, a specific flavor, and then during the test, I will pop in the same flavor of gum that corresponds with the material that I was learning. It's like a no brain hack or whatever. Honestly, like, studying is really about what it's complicated. Honestly, it's just really complicated. It took me years to figure out what works for me and what don't. What works for me is repetition. I need that shit drilled into my brain until all I do is think about it. Until when I go to sleep at night, I'm thinking about y equals mx plus b. You know, do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. Not everybody's like that, you know. Most of the time when I took a test, I just used my common sense, you know. I really didn't study because most of it was common sense. But when you get into more specialized majors or specialized fields, common sense ain't finna get you no damn well. It's not gonna get you nowhere. So if you in high school thinking, oh, I can just slack like I did in high school and be valedictorian, You can't do that in college, because in college it's a lot less self-control. That's why you need to make control. You need to make a schedule. You need to tell yourself what to do. You need to give yourself that structure so you can be an academic weapon. I mean, what else to say? What else is there to say? Also, I like to listen to certain music for certain subjects. So for English, I always do classical music. For math, I always do lo-fi, just stuff like that. Really try to match your brain up with certain things. Like make your brain have certain triggers for certain information. So when you're taking a test or something, it will jog it back up. Boom. Boom. Because you have the information in your brain. Okay, if you read something, it's stored somewhere in your brain. You just have to find it. That's all it is. You just have to find it. Let me tell you the story. It literally happened today. So, where's the card? Dang. Basically, in my marketing class, we have 2 clients, right? One client is somebody boring. The second client is a vape shop, right? My group, we really wanted to be the marketer for the vape shop, but 3 other groups wanted that position. So we had to fight in a trivia battle to win the vape shop client, right? One girl got it right off the bat. So it's left to me and this other girl that I know, right? The professor are asking these questions and I'm knowing the answer, but my brain is not allowing me to get the information because I'm so nervous because there's so many people in front of me looking at how dumb I look. I'm looking so stupid, bro. Me and her, we're both looking dumb. We go through like 17 goddamn questions. Neither of us are getting them fucking right. Like, it's actually insane. And that's because of nerves. Nerves, bro. When I tell you nerves compromises your intelligence significantly, it's actually insane. I knew every single one of those goddamn answers. I literally wrote down the answers in my notes. I literally did. And I couldn't back it up because I was just nervous and I couldn't handle it. And honestly, like that was so out of character for me. I don't know what made me so nervous about it because I'm a public speaker. Like I performed in front of 3,000 people. Like I have done some serious feats. Like I'm a theater, speech and debate kid. I don't know why the hell that shit shook me up so much. But everybody have off days like that. Anyways, let's get into the last part because this is the most important part. This is my favorite part. Oh my gosh, I just deleted the final part to the video right when I was finna freaking export it. But it's all good. The last part is mindset. I'm trying to find the notes. Let's get it. Mindset / romanticization. If you really want to have a good college life, a good life in general, you need to be romanticizing your life. How to romanticize your life is, first of all, you got to be grateful for what you do have. If you have the means to get an education, you should be grateful, period. If you have the means to have a meal plan, the means to have nice clothes, the means to have Lululemon, the means to have Uggs, like, be grateful for all those things that you have. That's number one. Let me turn my light on. And romanticization could be multiple things. You could have a specific podcast you like to play, or a specific soundtrack or playlist. I don't really have a study playlist. I just pull up backgrounds, like jazz, cafes. I just love lo-fi music for studying in general. So have something that can make you feel like you're in a Gilmore Girl episode. Like, really get into that mood. Just find the small things in life and enjoy them. Just enjoying those to the fullest capabilities. Like, when you're taking a stroll on campus, listen to your favorite song, make the walk slow, enjoy it, Next is self-discipline. And honestly, I consider self-love and self-discipline interchangeable. Because in order to love yourself, You must respect yourself. In order to respect yourself, you must be able to respect your authority over yourself. So if you say, I'm going to get up at 6 a.m. and you don't get up at 6 a.m., that's you disrespecting yourself, your authority, and it's basically means you don't really love yourself. Because if you truly love yourself, you wouldn't think about instant gratification. You would think about the long-term goal. That's where true self-love comes from. It's self-discipline. One of my favorite self-discipline speeches I hear is the Will Smith self-discipline speech. It's like maybe 10 minutes on YouTube under motivational speech. It's amazing. I used to listen to it almost every single morning. If you really need that pep in your step, if you need a drive, like a real drive for the day, start your day off with a good motivational pep talk. I swear it won't let you down. It won't let you down. Start off with gratefulness. Start off with just positivity. Positivity can really take you so far you don't even know. Neville Goddard, Law of Assumption Community, you know. But that's a whole video for another day. Law of Assumption. But anyways, drive, I guess you hear this all the time, drive is more important than motivation. But honestly, you can have both and still not get shit done. Really, what gets shit done is just doing the act. I mean, not to really fucking sugarcoat it, but to do the act. And how you do the act is how you build a habit. You need a cue, you need a routine, and you need a reward. So if I complete my reward is my habits, I have a habit tracker. Right? I put into my Notion. Every time I check off, I did my Spanish lesson. I played that game. I watched that episode of that show. I read 2 chapters of this book. I check it off, which is automatically satisfaction, gratification. And then I have a reward tied to that habit. So most of the time it's like maybe my pen, a movie, music. Most of the time my reward is social media. I'm a person who is trying to cut out on doom scrolling completely. So the only hint of doom scrolling that I get is when I completed a habit or a task. That's how you build that up. You're not going to get this Dr. Pepper, strawberries and cream soda if you don't complete A, B, and C. You have to hold yourself accountable. If you really want something, if you are someone who got really bad food cravings, this is another way to do it. Reward yourself for that food. Like, work for it, earn it, goddamn. Put in the work. And going back to self-control, self-love, self-discipline, think about it like this. If you told your friend to meet you somewhere at 6 p.m., they show up at 8. You will be mad as hell at them, right? You will be questioning if they respect your time, respect you. Okay? So when you tell yourself that you're going to do something at a certain time, or you're going to do something for that day, and you don't do it, and you probably are already mad at yourself. Like, that's the thing. Like, we all have that anger of feeling unproductive, feeling frustrated by not completing the things that we want to do for that day. How you combat that is fuel that fucking energy into action. Go to the dark side. Revenge of the goddamn Sith. Like, I'm trying to put y'all on. I don't know why I hit that note. Like, I kind of ate that. Anyways. Desire. Desire is a huge thing. Think of your end goal. Think of your greatest desire. Are the actions you're doing right now helping you get closer to that desire? Like, okay, you have option A. Someone sitting down, eating Cheeto Puffs, crying over comparison on social media. Then you have B, who is doing Pilates, who is doing books, who is just doing a bunch of good girl shit, right? Who is going to be closer to their goal? I feel like this is common sense, but if you think about it for real, It's really not, because society tells us since day one, we ain't shit, we ain't never gonna be shit, and all we can do is create shit. You know, like, it's not, we don't get that many positive messages from society, especially if you're a POC marginalized group. I mean, I was told from the beginning my life is gonna be 10 times harder because I'm a black woman. Stop with these ideologies like life is going to be hard, life is not going to work out. If you come into that mindset, that's how your life is going to end up. Change it, rewire your brain, enter that subconscious plane. Like, do what you gotta do to make sure you never have to feel that fucking way again. When I feel the saddest, when I feel the fucking lowest, all I can think about is I never want to feel this motherfucker again. You have to have that mindset. Once you feel that, you gotta be beep boop bop bop beep boop bop. Redirect, regroup, and think about the end goal. The end goal could you being a famous movie star, you having a livable fucking wage, or like whatever the end goal is. Visualize it and go straight to it. Run towards it. Sprint towards it. Don't stop till you fucking get it. And I'm not trying to say hustle culture. Hustle culture. Hustle is like something that's not a genuine type of action. I'm more of a sprinter. As you may know, I binge my work. So how I allocate my time is making sure on some days I do social media, on some days I just do schoolwork, on some days I just do fitness, on some days I just be with my boyfriend. Update, I got a boyfriend. Even though last podcast episode I said I never had a boyfriend. Crazy how life changes. Which, oh my gosh, I want to put him on the episode one day, but I don't know if he'll do that. Yeah, balance. Just having a lot of balance in your life really plays a hand in how, it's just how your mental capacity, your mental battery holds out. You need to have something to look forward to. Honestly, in this world, you need something. You need to be grateful, and you need to have something to look forward to. That's the only way to stay fucking sane. And what I look forward to is and watching like cartoons and shit. I look forward to that every goddamn night. Every night I have something to strive towards. Because if I complete my list, if I complete my habits, I get my end of the night reward, which is something that I want every night. So if I don't do my reward, if I don't do my habits, I don't get my reward. Like, the reward helps with balance. Because you gotta do boring shit to do some good shit. And that good shit, like if you want to drink some margaritas with your friends, you have to earn that. And I also believe in celebration too. So really, like, some of it gotta be earned, some of it just to celebrate. Like if you have a perfect week where you complete all of your habits, get you something. If you have a perfect month of closing your Apple circles, like you're up for real. So never feel discouraged by none of that shit. Honestly, just be you. Next is organization. I don't know what I mean by organization, but honestly, you need to have your digital space organized. This is a huge one. Delete all those fucking screenshots. Delete all those TikToks out your camera roll. You need to have a digital workspace that is clean. Make sure your laptop is clean, your phone is clean, even physically clean. Like, make sure your phone have no germs on it. Wipe it down with a Clorox wipe. Clean your room. If your room isn't clean, your mind won't be either. And I didn't mean like that, but you know what I mean. Declutter the brain, declutter the outside. Or you could declutter your brain first. But honestly, that's kind of hard to do with a cluttered room. So I would say declutter the room first, then declutter your brain. And that's the best way to do it. Honestly, it's the best way to do it. And if you don't trust me, well, I thought that was a ghost. Trust like self-help books. Like there's so many self-help books that help you with self-discipline, that helps with control, that helps with motivation, that helps with drive. Like, all the things that I'm saying has been preached about for years and years and years. Like, I am no prophet, I am no philosopher. If you really want to if something connected with you in this video, expand on it and go do your own research, okay? That was just a disclaimer. Fitness is a great way to keep my mind clear. I like to go to workout classes because they hold me accountable. I make friends there. I want to see my friends in my workout class. I want to kiki with the instructor. Also, tell people you're going to do stuff like, hey, I'm going to do this at this time, and they be like, oh, can I join? Okay, if they're joining you, now you have to go. You have to do shit that makes you want to do it. Like, you have to force yourself. Basically, this is what works for me. I love moving my body. Moving my body is my number one endorphins releaser. It just does everything it has to do. Next is good diet. Brain food. Nuts. Yeah. Nuts, berries, and cream. I don't know. Nuts, berries, and cream. Berries and cream. That's like brain food, I'm pretty sure, right? Basically what I'm saying, the day before, the food you ate the day before is the energy. Fuck, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I said it so well before. Your energy level is based off the food you ate the day before, right? So if you eating hot Cheetos, some Takis, and a glass of milk, you're not gonna be that energized the next day. You're not. Yeah. Next, ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is a great way to lower your cortisol levels. It kind of makes me feel like I'm on Vampire Diaries when they say turn off your emotions. But honestly, who gives a fuck? I mean, like, when I deleted my last 10 minutes of my podcast, I could have had the option to freak the fuck out and cry and throw a bitch fit. But I didn't, because I was like, you could just record it on the spot. I mean, it doesn't take much to do what you do, honestly. You're a very impromptu speaker, so I'm thinking logically instead of emotionally. This is an easy fix. Okay, you did something wrong. You learned your lesson, just don't do it again. Boom. You don't have to dwell on it. You don't have to be like, oh, well, it was me. It's okay to complain. I just bitched to y'all. As soon as I started this clip, I was bitching to y'all. It's okay to complain. Don't ever get it twisted, because I'm a love a good complaint. I'm a love. When you expel that negative energy, I swear it does something. It really do. But yeah, meds. If you are ADHD prone, or you have ADD and you're not taking your meds, look into that. You need to look into that. If you need medication, let's not say need, but if you're prescribed medication and you feel as if that medicine will help you be a more productive person academically, then do it. I used to have a Vyvanse addiction, but we'll talk about that later. We talked about that one day later. We talk that another day later. There's so many things. Like, I want to do what's the podcast I be listening to about, like, it's like about women and they tell their stories, and it's just like, I was addicted to fentanyl, I was addicted to heroin. Like, we are all insane. I'm gonna do a We Are All Insane episode, I swear to God. By the way, did y'all see Alex Earl new podcast? That shit was lit. I fucking love Alex Earl. Like, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. That's my white bitch. I'ma love her the fuck now. I love Monet too. So don't get twisted. Don't be like, that's anti-black. I love Monet. I love them both equally. I've been a day one Monet fan. I was rocking with Monet since she was a nurse. Since she was in school for nursing. Fuck being a nurse. I saw her graduation. I saw her grad pics. I saw all that. So don't get it twisted. Another thing that I like to do is timers. Timers are great for people who get sidetracked real easily. Set a timer for 30 minutes. I feel like 30 minutes is the best type of timer, because boom, you're doing your work, you're doing your work, you're doing your work, you're doing your work. Also, Pomodoro. I'm not sure if I already mentioned Pomodoro. Oh, I probably did in study habits. Yeah, Pomodoro, backgrounds, music, ambiance. Create an ambiance, create a vibe for your room and for your study area. They could be the same place, but change the vibe, and then you will strive to the divine. Okay, I am just dragging this video. I probably added like way more minutes to the podcast than I intended to, but it is what it is. All right, bye.
Instead of complaining about anything, learn to be thankful for everything. Hashtag speaking from the heart. B. Fletcher.